Vegas Studios, it's The Power Move with John Gafford.
What's happening, everybody? What is happening? Welcome to another episode of The Power Move here, as always, with Chris Connell, Esquire. Fair, and with the one and only scotched up in the middle of the day, Colt Amidan.
Welcome. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, you just can't get enough. So, man, Connell, I wish you were at lunch with us today because,
God.
The one thing about Colt I got to tell you is, it's a gift that you can always just seem to say the wrong thing. So what came out of his mouth today was at one point, I don't remember what we were talking about.
I don't either. And this is the thing. John takes whatever and just totally.
No, he says at one point, he goes, because apparently I've lost the ability to turn anything on. Immediately, it's like you go right to the wife, right? You have to.
But do you? Do you?
No,
I don't know. I don't know. John is that friend that, like, he doesn't have the dirty mind, but you have that friend who has a dirty mind, so you can't say anything without it turning into that. That's John, right?
I'm pretty sure you said some things that kind of forced that hand right there. As we go on.
John's going to create the deep fake of him just so that the moment won't be lost to the annals of history.
Well, no, dude, I can't. The deep fakes are crazy. I can't wait. Okay. I cannot wait for the deep fakes to take over, because then literally we can come on here and say whatever Banana Town thing we want to say, because you can just go. Yeah, if it doesn't, if it misses,
it was fake.
Yeah, if it's a miss, it's deep fake. That's what you get.
R. Kelly would be like, no, shoot, that wasn't
CGI.
Yeah, wasn't me. CGI. It was just
that deep fake is crazy. Though.
So the problem is that we already have an absolute society run by people that have no discretion or ability to discern truth from fiction. Right? You get people and they send you links like, oh my God, look at this. Look what's going on. It's like in the link, it says, fakenews.org or whatever. Like literally it's some website, some kid's basement in, wherever.
CBD,
and, they're just like, look, it says that Bill Grapes is trying to come after Mark Zuckerberg. And it's like,
did you say Zuckerberg?
There you go. It wasn't me this time. It was that brilliant Chris Connell.
That's my signature move, and nobody can ever take it from me because it's like Bill Grapes or Bill Gromps. And Mink Zuckerberg or Bonk Zongerping or the guy that everybody's afraid of from Facebook, the Fourth Reich, whatever's happening. The guy putting chips in your vaccine or whatever you think it's happening. Those people that write in all caps and scream everything they say on the internet, they are just going to be fed a 24-hour stream of everything that they want to hear and say.
Oh, well, the Power Move is actually brought to you by the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's actually
I was going to be like, by the War of the Worlds by
it's the sponsor we have. Speaking of which, they made the Pfizer vaccine is now FDA approved.
Right.
So where do you go from here if that was the holdup?
I don't think that was a holdup. I think now, so there's this interesting thing with people that say they doubt evolution, for example. I don't want to get into religion, but people that say I doubt evolution, I don't believe evolution exists, even though you can kind of watch it happen under a microscope at a macroscopic level, right? So we know that things evolve. There are things like Down syndrome that are a form of evolution. People just don't understand what evolution means. It just means gradual changes over time. And if they fit, then they work better over time, and that's what's going to kind of procreate, whatever. There's this old saying that if you found a fossil record that completely bifurcated two periods in time.
Wait.
What's that word mean?
Did you just say bifurcated?
I did.
Cut it in. There it is, kids. There's your Scrabble word, bifurcated. Can you use it in a sentence?
So people say, why are there these big gaps in the fossil record? 5 million to 10 million years. And John's about to be an archaeologist here soon. He's going to understand how time and fossils work, whatever. But at the end of the day, you said, okay, if you found one that was 7.5 million, perfectly bisected it, now you just have two gaps in the fossil record. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter sometimes. It's just going to double down on what people.
Colt, are you asleep? I think Colt's asleep now.
Drinking.
Did I just kill him?
Well, no, I was just going to say, but it causes blood clots now, right?
No, but now all of a sudden.
That's the new thing,
the
right?
FDA is now in on the conspiracy. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. When you find something that splits it in the middle, right? When you find the thing that gaps what you were worried about, now that's just another layer of the conspiracy. It's no longer,
can we agree to one thing when it comes to this real quick?
Yes.
if we were a band, Colt would definitely be the bass player. Can we agree with that?
You guys think so? Fucking, I'm the face of it. God, I'm the lead singer.
He's like triangle, a triangle,
Yeah.
a tambourine, all kinds of different sousaphones.
I'm gonna be like, what's the little redhead that plays all of his music by himself?
Beck,
No, the
Raggedy Andy?
Carrot Top.
God, I don't know. He's redhead.
Oh, so you know what? Speaking, it's funny you mentioned because I want to talk about that today. It's funny you mentioned. So you said people in their basement. I don't know if you happen to see this, but this is where we're at now, boys. This is where we are. The modern economy. 2 kids in Texas, 9 and 11 years old. They're minting Ethereum, cryptocurrency, in their garage. They made $32,000 last month.
You know, good for you guys. You know, it probably took the people in the Stone Age a while to, pick up bronze and figure out why it was valuable. But that's how I feel sometimes. I don't get it. I feel like a Stone Age guy a lot of times. NFTs are worthless to me. I don't understand.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about that because I actually bought NFTs this week.
Yeah.
I did this. I bought NFTs, and here's the truth: I bought crypto for the first time to purchase the NFTs, and I got to tell you. I felt like my mom trying to Zoom.
Oh, absolutely.
So after we met with the Crypto Mafia the other day, one of them gifted me 25 of these coins. 25.
Yeah. You just got gifted that.
He just gifted me $25 worth of these coins. They're $1 each. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, I feel like one of those people that got their first Beanie Baby. Like, oh man, this could be my moment, right?
I look at it as like Pogs and stuff. Like,
I mean, I don't know.
John sat there for 20 minutes?
I did.
Trying to explain to me. I'm like, I comprehend it.
Yeah.
But I don't comprehend it. Like, where is, I guess, like, he's like, well, tangible, intangible. Yeah, like a Michael Jordan trading card, right? Like, I actually have it.
Yeah.
Like, you're showing me something that's a picture of, and they're selling. Like, we saw one that was selling for $500,000.
Well, some of the crypto books. Crypto punks are like $500,000.
Yes,
it's wild,
American dollars.
It's wild.
It's crazy, and what I was trying to explain to Colt, and this is kind of what I got from the general consensus from those guys is essentially on Mint Day, which is what we had last week. We minted our Chibi Dinos. If you're watching this, Chibi Dinos to the moon, buddy, to the moon. And as we're going through this, I'm kind of learning on the fly, like literally learning as I'm flying the plane, and. So you go in and you mint your dinos. All right. First you got to buy the crypto, which is a whole nother thing. And that was where I was literally felt like my mom getting on Skype. And, but you mint your dinos and there's certain combinations, like there's randomness to it. There's only so many combinations of certain things, right. And different traits that you can have on your dino are rarer than others.
Yes.
So if you get something that there's only 65 possible number 23s, there's only 65 possible of these eyes, and you start combining those rarities, well, your dino starts moving up the charts on the rarity.
Right.
They sold out 10,000 of these things in 40 minutes.
And, they sold a lot of Beanie Babies, and Ty made some of them more rare than others. And I get it. What is...
All right, well, okay. So let me tell you why I went with these guys and why I think this one has some legs.
And I'm not, again... I admit right here, right now, in front of the world, no idea why anybody does anything anymore.
No, not at all, including Colt.
If I don't get it, I don't think half the people get it.
We're not going to get it. So I go and so you mint your dinos. I did get some in the top 5% of dinos. I'll say that. I got pretty lucky with my little run because I did 10 of them. And the cool thing about these are I don't get the CryptoPunk thing. They just exist in space. You have them on your phone, you have them in your wallet. You can't do anything with them. I don't get that. But with this, he's doing something tangible because Sean, the guy that minted these, owns Jersey Champs. So there'll be an actual merch tie-in with these things. Yeah. He's also gone to get some NBA players to then kind of captain these teams, and he's going to bring this from it's almost like. Essentially,
it's like a trademark, I guess.
No. It's not that. It's like this. An easier way to explain it is like this. It's like the CryptoPunk ones that are selling for a ton of money. They're like baseball cards when there's no actual baseball players and or baseball league.
Right.
All right. What he's doing with the Chibi Dino ones is he's created the cards, but now he's creating the actual sport, the actual players, and the actual league. So he's creating something tangible offline that will give these hopefully some value going forward.
Hey, Kanye made shoes that sold out. And what do I know?
Yeah. What do you know?
We got
9
stuff. That's it. Like I see Sean, is a guy that that we've met.
I'm going to have him on just to talk about
Sean's a very smart kid, and he's making it tangible. But like this thing you showed me today, I mean, honestly, it's stuff like 1980 computer made, and
that was the thing. That's the question that I had, time and time again with NFTs is what do you do with it?
I don't see. Here's the thing, though. Just like anything with a current demand, I look to that, and this goes for real estate. This is that Warren Buffettism, right? It's what's your moat? What's preventing somebody else from getting into that valuable piece of real estate? If you don't have an economic moat, in my opinion, I'm not interested. Like the other, like diamonds, I don't think there's much of an actual economic moat if you can't continue to control supply, right? And geopolitics aside, the De Beers company owns a warehouse full of diamonds and
they just release them as they will.
They release them as they will. They're not actually terribly scarce, right?
Right.
And people have certain feelings about gold. I'll show my cards here a little bit. I don't think gold's worth a shit. I go, gold has some industrial applications. It's got some value for jewelry, but it's not actually valuable, right? Food's valuable. Ammunition's valuable when necessary. Gold is that thing that people just kind of always agree is valuable.
That's a great point. That's why NFTs have value, because scarcity builds value in things. And the reason that gold has any value over any other ore is because it's more scarce than the other ores they mine out of the ground. That's why.
It's perceived value.
Does that help, Colt? Does that help you?
No, not with this NFTs. I just
people still want jewelry.
Yeah, honestly, I can wrap myself around a lot of things. I think we all can, and I'm
including your neighbor.
This is what I'm talking about. Dirty.
This is what I deal with every day.
So you can't even say anything.
I mean, look. If you walk across the ring with your chin out, buddy, you cannot be surprised you get knocked out.
You hear that? You hear that, LeBron James? You hear that, LeBron James?
A little bit.
Colt threw down the gauntlet, LeBron James.
Yep. But I think we're all smart enough. Business people, and we understand things. This is something I sat there and I kept telling him, I understand it. I don't understand it. I don't comprehend it.
That's the beauty of a free market, is that you don't have to invest in it. Right? If they made it a global currency and all of a sudden you have to imagine if it was the Federal Reserve and you're like, you can just print money. I understand why people take umbrage with those kinds of things, right?
Right.
If you're forced upon it. But having these things that are outside of your, it's not going to affect your house value.
Right.
So those are the things where you have to, pay attention. These are other things that people invest in. And people have always bought sports memorabilia and baseball cards and gold and other commodities or whatever, options, things that don't exist, right? They're a contract.
Well, it's funny you talk about that. And this is, Dan Fleischman, who's a partner of mine in Everbowl. He runs a mastermind group I'm part of. But Dan is making a huge investment. Actually laid it out to the Elevator Syndicate last week into this new thing, which is cards and coffee. It's coffee shops that sell high-end sports cards. This is a billion dollar interest. I mean, business. If you look at what some of these cards are selling for, it's insane. It's almost like there's so much money now, and everybody has so much money. They just have no clue what to spend it on.
Well, and let's just be honest, a lot of times young men, they have these things when they were kids. You just loved Wade Boggs. When you were a kid, that was your idol. Like I got to hang out with Jose Canseco a couple months back.
How was that?
It was very interesting because I wanted to talk to him about like Ricky Henderson. He only wanted to talk about his MMA career.
Yeah. Okay.
And of the things,
shooting his finger off?
No, he didn't. That was totally fake.
What do you mean that was fake?
He's got all his fingers.
What?
Well, I'm sure you can sew it back on.
No, because I think that was faked.
Was it?
Somebody was, and I didn't bring it up to him because that's kind of was burning on my mind. But he wanted to show videos.
Hey,
I kept looking at his hands. I'm like, because I didn't remember how bad it was or whatever.
Right.
But I don't notice anything.
You said Wade Boggs. I actually got to catch in a game where Wade Boggs was hitting.
Really?
When I was on The Apprentice, when it was done, for a hot second while you're still on television before you get fired and then go on to the next season, you're a celebrity.
Sure.
For a hot second, you get to live the life. And I got asked to be in this celebrity baseball game in Tampa. You want to be in the celebrity baseball game. And it was like a bunch of dudes that could play. Wade Boggs was there. Jim Lariats, a bunch of old Yankees were there. It was Wade Boggs' event. And they had a bunch of current, like, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like, at the time, Mike Allstott was there, a bunch of other guys. And they had a bunch of weird celebrities that you would never know could play baseball. Like Bryan Cranston was there.
Oh, really?
And you know who could ball? I mean, straight ball, who could play? Was the principal from the Breakfast Club. Could ball.
Oh.
You get the horns. That cat could play, right?
He just passed away.
Yeah, I know he did. But we're out, like Desmond Howard. I mean, there's a bunch of, like, really famous people there. I'm, like, super scrub. So I get there, and I'm like, okay, what are we going to do for – they look at me and they go, what do you play? And I'm like, dude, I haven't played baseball since, like, 15. I'm just here to, look good and wear a jersey. They said, okay, what did you play when you played? I said, I was a catcher. I said, great, you're going to catch. All of our knees are shot so you can catch. I'm like, okay, all right. So, like, 6th inning comes around. They're like, Gafford, going in. So I go in. And first of all, my dad had come down. It was the first part of the story, which is great. My dad had come down to see this because, of course, this is a dream. We're playing in the Yankees park there in Tampa where they have spring training. Oh, okay. And I go out to batting practice, and it's Operation Don't Look Like a Jackass. Sure. Is all I'm trying to do. And I'm taking cuts, and I'm connecting with everything, but I'm not gonna lie. The ball probably ain't making it past third base. I'm just trying to look like an idiot. I go back to stands. My dad's like, "You got to drive with your hips," and I'm like, Dad, that ship has sailed. We've lost that. We lost that. But God bless him. So anyway, I go into the 7th inning, and they bring in a guy named Bob Feller, who is about, at the time, mid-70s. He was a legend at the Cleveland Indians. They bring Bob Feller in. I'm like, to pitch.
The Cleveland Protectors?
Protectors or whatever. Whatever it is now.
The Cleveland Constantinople.
You know what? Trust me. If this cat was still alive, he's calling on the Indians. I wouldn't disrespect Bob that way. So anyway, Bob's throwing me kind of moonballs, and I'm catching them. It's all good, right? And everything's good. Bob makes it through 2 batters, and he's done. He's just tired, so they take him out. Who do they call in? They call in Goose Gossage from the New York Yankees, Goose is in his 60s and can still throw in like the 80s.
I bet, yeah.
I mean, he's popping the glove. I'm scared to death behind the damn plate. And so here's the scenario as it sets up, because Feller obviously gave up some hits. I look up, I've got Mike Allstott, who's the fullback from the Bucks. They used to call him A-Train. He's on first, right? And up comes Wade Boggs to the plate. I'm catching. Goose Gossage is pitching. My mom is. I have pictures of this that are grainy. You can't tell anything because my mom has a new camera, quote unquote. Rule of thumb: when you go to a life-changing cool thing, make sure that somebody else is taking photographs other than your mom with her quote unquote new camera.
Or Barney Rubble.
It looks like it was. All she was missing was the thing, the thing you hold up.
Old-timey portrait.
You can't tell anything. Like, well, you moved. I can't. You're blurry.
This is a picture of Billy the Kid. This is my son John playing baseball.
Exactly. So anyway, Boggs smacks one to deep right. I'm sitting there, and up looks, and he's going. And I look up, and A-Train is now coming, and he's coming around third. And the guy that's been playing out in right field is coming home with the ball. And I had that instant thought of George Costanza in Seinfeld when he was playing, blocking the thing and injuring Bette Midler. And I'm thinking, it's almost baseball. It's almost football season. I'm going to try to make a play on Allstott. He's going to kill me, but I'm going to twist his knee. Sure. And then I'm going to be public enemy number 1 in Tampa. So I end up stepping out of the way. Yeah. But dude, talk about big boy. Yeah, you talk about being able to do some childhood stuff. That was a pretty epic day.
Yeah, I think it's weird they're letting you throw bangers in at 80 miles an hour in a celebrity game. I mean, like...
Well, I mean, I think there's those guys come out and they're there to win. They're there to play.
You'll never lose that competitive.
Thought it'd be a slow pitch or
something.
90
years old.
No, although what's funny is the softball. They called her the Lion. She was won a gold medal with the U.S. softball team. Came out and she pitched an inning.
Oh, that's Jenny Finch out there throwing.
Whatever. She struck all of them out. Yeah. Every pro she faced, she struck out because they're throwing the rise ball. They're not used to seeing the rise ball.
Yeah.
Ball moves.
Would you rather go against a major league pitcher or Jenny Finch in prime?
Major league pitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean they're closer. That thing's rising. That's scary.
There's no chance.
They're 15 feet closer.
Yeah, there's no chance.
It's coming quick.
They're at like 45 feet or something as opposed to 60.
Yeah, I don't know. You got no chance hitting that ball.
It's equivalent of a 100-mile-an-hour pitch.
Easily.
But that thing coming up.
Oh,
I played baseball.
Yeah.
I played like serious baseball.
Do they call it baseball in Canada, or is it called something? It's
Did
called
you curl?
Baseball?
You know what?
That's
I have
the question.
curled.
That's
curl.
How do we not ask that?
Have
Are you out with the broom?
You know what?
Do
you guys think
Colt's just asking me questions so he doesn't say something fucked up?
Because now I'm thinking, could we get good enough to be an Olympic curling team?
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
That's like
we were having a discussion. If you had to pick one sport that you think you could get a medal in, what's it going to be? He went curling.
me.
Winter?
Oh man,
Curling.
I'd go pretend to be a, I don't want to get into that.
Winter. Yeah.
Wouldn't be in any,
Winter. What one would it be in winter?
Women's wrestling, is that where you're
in
heading?
any male category.
You would get your
I'd get
butts
mollywopped
kicked.
in women's wrestling, but I wouldn't make weight.
What do you think you could do?
If I had
Summer.
to go,
Summer
no,
Olympics.
Summer Olympics. If I had to go and try to medal in something,
Shooting, I don't know, something.
yeah,
that,
it would have to be shooting.
I mean, they're all.
I'm
so,
going to go
I don't
with-
think I have any chance.
No,
at anything,
I think-
it's the only thing you got a chance in. I think.
No,
is the
I
shooting.
think speed walking.
I don't think you know how hard that is.
Yeah.
No, but I
think you're saying it, but I don't think you know.
If I spend a year doing it, I could do speed walking and maybe learn how to ride a horse. I feel like I feel like they did a lot of the horse should be getting the medal.
Did you ever?
I feel like the horse should be getting the medal.
I'll give you that one.
Bruce Springsteen's daughter. No offense, but your horse did 90% of that work.
You know what? I'll give you that one. Actually, I do look at jockeys and go, "Oh, you really kicked that horse properly."
Yeah, Are you along for the ride?
But you know what? That'd be hard to be 90 pounds. That was the hard part of
That was
being a
starting to
jockey.
sound like a Winnie the Pooh or Tigger's. Oh, I could do that.
Oh,
It's
I
like,
could do that.
do you know how hard it is to do basically anything in the Olympics at any level
I mean,
that's outside
dude,
amateur?
I'm sure you saw it. It's viral. There's a video of the ping pong guys. And
when
it's
they go around the table?
And the guy is actually going around the table.
Yeah,
that's
like,
banana town.
I
You
was the
could-
Boyd School of Law ping pong champion for 2010. I can appreciate. Yeah, I am a
Sky.
fairly
Boyd School.
decent
That's
Boyd,
not-
Boyd School of Law.
That's not Hooters University.
As William S. Boyd School of Law, unlike Twin Peaks Academy.
I feel like Twin Peaks would have better ping pong table.
Yeah, but no, so I'm sitting there. I love ping pong. I played tennis. I played racquetball. I played badminton, and a lot of these sports are all the racket ones. So watching these people with these little paddles going at that level,
It's banana town.
it's like you don't understand. Like your brain has to be completely reprogrammed.
I think I'm attracting racketeurs, we'll call them. Can we call them racketeurs? People that would play with rackets.
Raconteurs mean something else, but
Well, it means something different. I know it does. But I went with racketeurs.
raconteurs.
Not raconteurs, racketeurs. People and ones that would play with rackets. Yo, Webster, come on, let's get this in there just to make me look better.
Yeah.
But I got two guys on the team right now.
Yep.
One of which is on the Nevada national tennis team, and the other guy is on the United States national paddleball team.
Wow.
How do you wind up with that?
Well, paddle. So not to disparage any of his accomplishments because that really sounds amazing.
Here it goes.
But paddle is a sport that I just kind of learned about, and I'm a I'm a racketeur, and it's so
See, it flows. Webster,
there's like one
Get on it.
paddle court in town. You know what paddle is, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like racquetball, but
PADL or whatever
yeah,
it is. So I didn't even know about it. It looks fun. It's kind of like a mix of pickleball or tennis or something.
Yeah.
So the more like I played for the Las Vegas Scorpions for the team handball club. Now, Americans a lot of times don't know what handball is. Handball is the one sport that if Americans started to give a shit about would be gold medalist every year for the rest of time.
See, I'm going to argue that I think there's a lot of sports that if America cared about,
No.
would be
This
gold
one in
medals.
particular.
I agree.
Do you know what European team handball is? It's in the Olympics.
What European team handball? No, I didn't.
It's
I didn't
in the
watch the
Olympics.
Olympics. I
It's
told you I watched the Olympics.
Amazing. It's the best. It's one of the most fun sports you can play. So I played for Las Vegas' team, and we'd go play San Francisco and Los Angeles and New York and all that. I played for the Las Vegas Scorpions. It was a team here. It just disbanded because the coach, a German guy, it's a very European thing. So a lot of the people that play here, they go play on San Francisco's team or elsewhere, or Phoenix. But what it is it's a ball that's kind of like a little smaller than a volleyball.
Okay.
But you can dribble it like a basketball. And you get 3 steps and can dribble. And you have to jump before a line and throw the ball into a net where there's a goalie. That's it.
See, why did I think handball was like
against
hitting
the
a
wall.
ball against the wall?
Yeah.
Team handball.
Okay.
That's handball. That's like prison yard stuff.
Okay.
Right? And then team handball.
See, I'm gangster. That's why. I know
Yeah.
that.
I was going to say like hard in the yard.
Dominoes and
But
handball.
yeah, there's this sport called European
sad,
team handball. If you took a bunch of D1 basketball players,
They would just dominate.
they would crush because they're so big and tall. And these little European guys, you got to be quick, and it's very physical. It's a really physical, hard-hitting game. Like you can wrap people up from behind. It's kind of like lacrosse, where Americans really haven't excelled or embraced.
That's coming, buddy.
It's
That's
coming.
My boy is
right
all
there.
about it.
Yeah,
It's coming.
Handball is one of those sports that could make that one day.
All right, I get it.
Yeah, it's awesome. But anyway,
So back to you, Colt. Riding horses in the Olympics.
Give the horse a medal. That's all I'm saying.
So you're saying
I could.
if you had the right horse, that's all you'd need.
And a year. And a year to learn how to ride a horse.
All right. I think we should start a GoFundMe for Colts.
Becoming a
Are you kidding me? Do you know how expensive that is?
For Colts
we are
Olympic
all
dreams.
we don't have enough money to be in that sport. That's billion.
Equestrian?
Yeah, that's all expensive.
You'd be like
people.
the Venus and Serena of equestrian. You'd like
Poor
be that
kid, poor middle class kid from
middle-class kid
Utah.
coming his way up from Utah.
Good for him. They'd be like,
A horse in a dream and
Just a boy and his horse in a dream.
and a
That's
glue
it.
farm that keeps getting horses taken.
oh god.
Yeah. At some point, it's not going to be the horse's fault.
There was a guy. Yeah, there was a guy that went. He medaled in winter and summer. Now,
Okay.
One guy. Think I could do that being on the horse.
So now we're
and
gonna-
the curling team. I think I could be
curling.
number 2. I could be the second. I think it probably only American. I'm sure. Well, maybe not. Might be worldly.
There are people that actually curl though. Like it's like saying I'd be a good shuffleboard player, darts or whatever. Like the minute
What,
you
and
play
you don't
somebody who's
think you
good at
could?
darts, you realize how bad you are at darts.
Yeah.
It's all muscle memory. You do it for a year.
but
I
they-
think you could. I bet I could be top.
Just-
I could be on
I mean-
Team USA's dart team if I played for a year too.
Have you ever seen that thing?
You know, we
about-
could do a GoFundMe because the dart team would be way cheaper than doing
Dart
the
team would be
equestrian.
pretty good. A lot of pints.
Yeah.
Cost you
I
a lot
don't
of pints.
drink though beer. That's my problem.
So what right do you have ever talking about playing darts?
That's a good point.
I could get drunk and
There's-
do curling and possibly win a gold medal.
still have to drink beer, Colt.
If anybody's interested in Colt Spritzer or Mike's Hard Lemonade Dart League,
Let me know. White Claw.
let us
White Claw if you sponsor a.
the truly ghoulies.
dude, I don't know where this was, if it was a meme or whatever. My wife showed me this. It was like the accurate flavor descriptions for seltzers.
Oh, my God.
And it was like strawberry if strawberry had a battery and the battery was out.
Or like
yeah.
Banana drove by a banana truck once.
Once.
you smell a kiwi while licking the static off a TV.
yeah.
Every time anybody tries
Pomegranate. If somebody yelled out the word pomegranate loudly while you're drinking soda water.
Exactly. Every time I have one of those sets or those things, all I can think of is, "Hey, buddy, your soda's out." It's like that's all I think about every time you do that. Pretty good in a store because that's all they all taste like.
This
That's
is
it.
the worst cherry Coke I've ever had.
It's dreadful.
I don't get how people drink that stuff.
I mean, I will just because it's light and whatever. It's there.
Well, speaking of light, Colt, your birthday last weekend up at Park City. How was that?
It was light. It was nice. Lit. Let's go lit. It was a good time. John does not like Park City.
I don't.
Nope. I love
Bad
Park
experience
City.
in Park City.
I like the Park City Chili's, especially.
Oh yeah,
All right.
that's Salt Lake. but-
Chili's. I'll give you a Chili's update because you want a Chili's update coming for you. The demand letter went out this week to Chili's for the money they owe me from my card. You know my goal.
you?
Here's my goal. I have one goal in life.
Get a check from Chili's.
No, I don't want my check from Chili's.
Don't
cash
I want what did Chili's do to John Gafford to be trending? Like I want that search to be trending.
So who was that?
Across the
Who was that Cracker Barrel that fired that guy's wife? Remember the Cracker Barrel employee that got fired, and that guy wrote that thing to management. Why'd you fire my wife?
that thing with
Birdie?
that guy at that place?
No, Birdie or Deborah or whatever. Some guy wrote into Cracker Barrel, and it went viral.
Oh my God.
It went, stupid viral. I thought you would know immediately what I was talking
No.
about.
No.
So this guy's wife got fired from Cracker Barrel, and he's like, after 20 years of service, why did you fire my wife, Cracker Barrel? And then the internet lost it. You know how the internet
Yeah.
can
Oh,
do
sure.
that?
Can.
If it catches a little bit of fire, it's a forest decimator.
Yeah.
It was on if you look it up on your phone or whatever, it is one of my favorite stories ever. And I was thinking about it this morning. I'm like, I wonder what happened to his wife. Like,
Oh, what happened to
I wonder
her?
if she got a good
What happened to
good
Birdie?
job. Whatever happened to Birdie or whatever it was.
I'm sure if she was going from Cracker Barrel, I don't think she's working at NASA.
But it was so funny. There's something about it that people just resonated with them. Like, how could you do this to her, Cracker Barrel? I think Cracker Barrel had to issue a statement on it.
Oh God.
I think it was a real problem for their business.
That's the best. When things
what?
go so crazy that they actually have to give
A public announcement.
Yeah, let's do it for Chili's.
You know-
Go Chili's.
When we come back, let's talk about. I want to talk about marketing a little bit because I saw some stuff this week. Bad marketing just drives me insane, and I saw some stuff this week that was just bananas. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a minute with more Colt, more Chris, and probably more Colt.
That became a punchline. That Colt started laughing at. Oh man, this was fish.